General Hospital fans said a long, drawn-out goodbye to Lucky. Make that Lucky took his sweet time saying farewell to Port Charles and his family. However, the real focus was in the courtroom, where the judge made a surprising decision regarding custody of Michael and Willow's children. It seems like one character fans never fully embraced is on their way out, while another fan favorite has returned. Then there's Christina, whose latest idea left viewers shaking their heads. Let's discuss. After an unexpected loss in court, Drew sought Martin's help. "Oh, welcome back, Martin, you've been missed." Even he couldn't work the kind of miracle Drew was hoping for to reunite Willow with her kids after she and her partner challenged Michael's role as a father and questioned his involvement while he was recovering. That's what happens when you bring in Rick. Well, to be fair to Rick, wait, did I say that? Drew actually pitched most of Rick's strategy to the lawyer. Drew concluded that if he gave Michael what he wanted and stepped back from Willow's life, maybe Michael would allow his estranged wife to have contact with the children. Are we really expected to believe Drew will do something selfless now, after everything that's happened? Given that he talked to Jason about proposing his plan to Michael at the end of Friday's episode, and the preview for next week shows Jason strongly disagreeing, it looks like Drew's selfless moment might not last. I thought for sure this was the week the truth about Drew's involvement in Willow's failed trip to Germany would come out after she brought it up on the stand, but it didn't go anywhere. Come on, writers, we want to see Drew's actions fully revealed. We don't want him sacrificing his happiness for Willow just because of love, especially not after everything else that's happened. Some accountability, please. As for Willow, her emotional reaction to losing her children was powerful, and honestly, a mental health break might be just what she needs. She could use some time to heal and reflect. Fans are still speculating about Drew's true nature. Portia's comment about how much Drew changed after being released only added to the questions about whether Drew is really himself. However, Drew's act of stepping back on Friday seemed more like the Drew we knew before, not someone different. Even if they try to redeem Drew, it doesn't help Willow's case. She's made significant sacrifices for him. Even on the stand, when Diane asked if being with Drew was more important to her than her kids, Willow avoided answering directly and said she shouldn't have to choose. That raises the question, are either of these characters able to find redemption? I don't have much new to say about Lucky's departure that I didn't already mention last week when I expressed my disappointment with his return storyline. I was glad he had a nice goodbye scene with Laura. He deserved that. Sadly, it seems there's little hope for Lucky and Elizabeth's relationship going forward. Poor Elizabeth, will she ever find happiness and love again? And maybe, just maybe, she'll get a storyline that truly suits her. Finally, Maxie stepped into the ongoing conflict between Brooklyn and Lulu, something I've been waiting for. While Lulu is her friend, Maxie made it clear that Lulu was wrong in what she did and needed to take responsibility so everyone could move forward. Predictably, Lulu rejected that and told Brooklyn she wasn't sorry and didn't intend to apologize. Lulu said she only regrets the hurt she caused Gio. Is Lulu now competing for the title of Port Charles' most disliked character? If she's not careful, Dante could be close behind with how he's been behaving. Yes, he's hurt, feels betrayed, and is upset. But telling Chase that he should have insisted Brooklyn be honest? Come on, you haven't been single that long, but you might be for a while if you keep that up. Kudos to Chase for telling his partner, I don't give my wife orders. What can I say about Christina's plan to have Cody get close to Ava and disrupt the alliance between Rick and Ava just to break them up? Alexis summed it up best. Has Christina learned nothing? We, the viewers, could definitely use a break from Christina's schemes. One of the highlights this week was Martin's surprise return. Not only that, but he's ready to face off with Tracy. That won't be an easy path, though. The writing is on the wall that this tension between these two characters will eventually lead to a close connection. Plus, Martin has already suggested to her that he might be the answer to her challenges with Drew. Why does Isaiah feel the need to get involved in Portia's personal life and concerns? Unless that was some kind of test. I can't be the only one thinking Portia might end up with Isaiah, and Curtis and Jordan could reunite, can I? Right now, this show seems focused on exploring the complexities of relationships and the ups and downs every couple faces. As for Christina, what can I say about Natalia's surprising move to Belize, prompted by her recent troubles and Turner encouraging her to assist with important information related to Port Charles' longtime mysteries? Enjoy the rainforest and Mayan ruins, Natalia. Finally, exciting news broke this week. Erica Slezak is joining General Hospital. It's a short-term role, and details haven't been revealed yet, but fans have long hoped to see her involved, with some suggesting she could portray Monica. On one hand, it's hard to imagine recasting Monica after Leslie Charlison's passing. On the other hand, it might be a way to give Monica's storyline a proper conclusion. I'd also wondered if she might appear as one of Martin's past connections, but considering Frank Valentini's history of bringing actors and characters from other ABC soaps, she could also show up as Vicky Lord in Port Charles. That's it for my thoughts and opinions this week. I'm sure I've missed something. It's been quite a week, and today is Friday the 13th. So head down to the comments to share your thoughts. Also, who do you think or want Slezak to play when she joins the soap? Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, Messy Syrup. It's me, Abby. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Keep watching. Let's dive into today's video. Maurice Benard, General Hospital's Sonny Corinthos, shared on social media this weekend to let his many ABC fans know the family had a special celebration at his home. Read on to find out what it was all about. Maurice posted a reel on Instagram showing a wedding, though it wasn't a wedding, but rather a vow renewal held outdoors. Grandchildren like little Tiana, Aka, TT were also there, and everyone knows how much Maurice loves them. In his caption, Maurice spoke about the ceremony for Kaylee and her husband Carlos Avila. On the ABC show, Sonny Corinthos may not always be the easiest person to get along with, but he deeply cares about his family. The same goes for the real-life actor. Some of Maurice Benard's colleagues commented on the vow renewal at Maurice and Paula's home. Finola Hughes wrote, "I love your family, Mo. They have their priorities right and are full of love." Fans also sent messages about the celebration. One said, "Congratulations, no place like home." Another commented, "Just beautiful and many blessings." Someone else added, "How sweet. Blessings for them today and always." And here's another lovely thought, "Nothing more beautiful than seeing celebrations of love again and again." Kaylee became engaged in October 2018 and reshared the memory on her Twitter account a year later. Maurice Benard recently told his followers that his other daughter, Cassidy, and her boyfriend, Anthony Camerata, had gotten engaged. He described them as soulmates and is looking forward to another wedding. The proposal took place at Disneyland in Tokyo. In his latest post, Maurice hinted at the idea of renewing vows with his wife, Paula Smith. They married in 1990 and had already renewed their vows with a big celebration 10 years later. Their adopted daughter, Heather, married Phil Anderson, and they are raising a daughter named Eloise Rose. Maurice and Paula also have another grandchild named Milo. What do you think about Kaylee and Carlos renewing their vows at her dad's home? Do you agree that Maurice seems truly blessed by his wonderful family? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and come back often for all your General Hospital cast news and updates. The June 13, 2025 episode of General Hospital ended with emotions running high. Willow remained hospitalized after becoming overwhelmed in court during the custody proceedings for Wiley and Amelia involving Michael. Drew started feeling guilty and even considered stepping back from Willow's situation if it would help her regain more time with the kids. Cody continued to go along with Christina's plan involving Ava, while Ava remained interested in him. Lulu hadn't apologized to Brooklyn yet for keeping the truth about Gio from Dante. Meanwhile, Tracy shared her concerns with Alexis about Scout and Drew, but Alexis did not agree with her perspective. Jocelyn moved forward with her WSB assignment, confidently addressing her handler's doubts. In the June 16, 2025 episode of General Hospital, Drew will ask Jason to present a proposal to Michael in hopes of helping Willow spend more time with her children, but Jason remains firm in his position. At the PCPD, Anna will require Dante and Chase to stay in a holding area until they resolve their differences. Lulu will offer a heartfelt apology to someone, possibly Gio, while Gio becomes more unsettled after overhearing a private conversation. Tracy will meet with Martin to discuss her concerns about Drew, while Carly shares a meaningful moment with Brennan. Jocelyn will press her handler about gaining access to Professor Henry Dalton's phone and the important data it may contain. On June 16, 2025, General Hospital will highlight complex relationships, hidden motivations, and a few important conversations. Drew will approach Jason with a plan to help Willow reconnect with Wiley and Amelia. He will ask Jason to bring a proposal to Michael, potentially offering to step aside if it increases Willow's chances of spending time with the kids. Jason, however, will express hesitation, emphasizing that progress requires Willow to fully understand the situation herself. Whether Jason's hesitation stems from mistrust or skepticism about the plan remains to be seen. Meanwhile, at the PCPD, Anna will grow tired of Dante and Chase's ongoing disagreements. Rather than discussing matters privately in her office, she will have them stay in a designated holding space until they come to a mutual understanding. The secret involving Gio and other personal frustrations between Dante and Chase will create tension as they are encouraged to communicate openly and respectfully. Meanwhile, Lulu will take the new approach. After initially refusing, she will offer a sincere apology to someone, either Brooklyn or Gio. If it is Gio, this may come after he overhears another private conversation. Having already learned the truth about his background, hearing more could leave him feeling uncertain. Jocelyn will continue her work on the WSB assignment. She will urge her handler, Vaughn, for permission to access Professor Henry Dalton's phone. Vaughn will hesitate, but Jocelyn will insist she can retrieve the files she needs. The phone is believed to contain important information related to Dalton's confidential project. Determined to prove herself after nearly missing the mark on the initial assignment, Jocelyn remains resolute. Tracy will meet with Martin to discuss her worries about Drew and Scout. She fears Drew might take Scout to Washington, D.C. unexpectedly. Tracy will ask Martin for help in finding a solution to avoid this. Martin will suggest a compromise that could benefit both parties, but whether Tracy agrees will depend on the details. Finally, Carly will share something with Brennan that she feels she should have said long ago. When Brennan asks for clarification, Carly's response suggests she is finally addressing something left unfinished. Port Charles faces several challenges as the storyline unfolds in the week of June 16, 2025. Following his divorce, Michael is working on planning his new path, while Curtis reassesses his own relationship. Elsewhere, Drew appears to be reconsidering his actions as Willow plans for the future. The previous week on General Hospital highlighted the drama surrounding Michael's divorce and custody arrangements. While Willow supported Sasha during a challenging moment in the courtroom, Drew's actions complicated the family dynamics. The first event brought a sense of unity between estranged family members, while the latter created misunderstandings. At the same time, Christina began a new plan related to Ava. She involved Cody as part of her strategy, while planning to strengthen ties with Rick and Elizabeth. Although Alexis did not agree, she did not stop her daughter from moving forward. Elsewhere in Port Charles, Martin returned to town as Lucky departed. Martin offered to provide legal support to Tracy in her concerns involving Drew. The long-running ABC daily soap will continue to present twists and turns in its plot as new alliances form and old relationships change. After initially not accepting responsibility for her actions, Lulu is said to offer an apology. However, it may be too late, as Brooklyn is considering involving legal counsel. Meanwhile, Carly will share some heartfelt moments with Brennan as a sign of appreciation. Tracy and Martin begin their professional collaboration with some challenges. Elsewhere, Jason will decline Drew's proposal. Whether Jason has learned about Drew's questionable behavior during Willow's Germany trip remains unclear. Meanwhile, General Hospital fans will find Gio in an unexpected situation as he overhears something unintended. Tuesday's General Hospital will see Lulu pleasantly surprised after making her apology. Giovanni may accept it, or she may seek new partnerships. Elsewhere, Curtis has a promising offer for Michael, which he will need to consider despite Sasha's concerns. The ongoing tension between Jocelyn and Emma escalates as Jocelyn shares a plan with her advisor. However, Emma may find herself in a stronger position. She may meet Professor Dalton to discuss new strategies. Curtis has been patient with Portia as part of his plan to address Drew. Now that changes are underway, Curtis may decide to move forward, possibly ending his relationship with Portia. Meanwhile, Trina and Kai are set to uncover important information. Whether it relates to Portia's situation or the relationship status remains to be seen. After recent events, Willow is reflecting on her future and considering her next steps. Michael and Sasha discuss their futures and baby Daisy's well-being. Whether Michael will support Sasha in raising Daisy alone or work toward being involved remains uncertain. Michael and Jason will share updates with each other. Elsewhere, Lulu will meet Isaiah, and they will enjoy some relaxed time together. At the same time, Jordan will meet with Commissioner Anna, likely to discuss information about Sidwell's plans involving Sunny's business. It is unclear if ADA Turner's interest in Sunny will come up. Sunny will seek answers from Sidwell, possibly regarding Natalia or Turner. Elsewhere, Marco faces a dilemma. He wants to support Natalia, but is cautious about causing trouble for Sunny. After careful thought, Willow will make an important decision, possibly involving changes in her relationships or moving forward with Drew. Christina will caution Michael about her choice. Elsewhere, Emma and Gio will strengthen their friendship, while Ava offers Nina some thoughtful advice. Meanwhile, fans will see Tracy facing limited options, motivating the determined Quartermain matriarch to take action. General Hospital updates reveal that Lucky Spencer, played by Jonathan Jackson, recently left Port Charles again. Fans are speculating about whether the role will be recast. Jonathan Jackson is well known for playing Lucky Spencer, son of Luke and Laura Spencer. He was first cast in 1993 and left in 1999, returning in 2009. Recently, it was announced that Jackson would exit the show again in June 2025, with his final day on June 11. Over the years, other actors including Jacob Young and Greg Vaughn have also portrayed Lucky. Jackson returned in 2009, though Guy Wilson briefly played the character in early 2025 when Jackson was unavailable. Wilson had previously portrayed a younger version of Lucky's father. Jackson recently shared his thoughts on his upcoming departure with TV Insider. He said, "When I initially left the show and returned in late 2009, it was a challenging experience. It felt unusual to be 28 years old, playing a character I last portrayed at about 17. The difference between 17 and 28 is significant. Returning to that role and working with Tommy Geary was exciting, yet also somewhat unsettling." He continued, "The positive side was all the good things happening on the show. Collaborating with Frank Valentini and the writers was very rewarding. and I was pleased with the character's development and storyline. Regarding a recast, Jackson expressed some doubt. He said, "I don't really think that will happen. I could be mistaken, but personally, I would feel, well, that's unfortunate. As an actor, there are many aspects of life that are simply beyond your control." Do you believe Jonathan Jackson will make a comeback to General Hospital? What are your thoughts on Lucky being recast? Is this SOT veteran leaving GH? In the recent episode of General Hospital, fans were left wondering if Natalia was truly leaving Port Charles for good. Sonny made her an offer that could change everything, a new identity and a fresh start away from her current troubles. While Natalia's emotions were clearly visible, especially as she hesitated to leave behind her children, her relationships with them have been complicated for some time. Could this be a sign that Natalia's story arc is coming to a close, and Eva LaRue's time on GH is finished? Sonny's offer to help Natalia avoid legal consequences for her second DUI isn't just a generous one-time gesture. It seems like an effort to keep her situation private. Given the sensitive nature of her circumstances, it's unclear if she'll accept Sonny's offer, but one thing's for sure, her future in Port Charles looks uncertain. As the storyline unfolds, this might be the writing team's way of writing LaRue's character out of the show. If Natalia does leave, the question remains, is she done in Port Charles permanently? Could there be a future return, or is this the final chapter for her character? With Natalia's future in the balance, many fans are speculating whether this marks the end of Eva LaRue's time on the soap. While LaRue has brought depth and emotion to the role, her character has not been central to storylines in recent months. As her story takes a significant turn, it could very well be that her exit is part of a larger plot development that will impact Port Charles. Sonny's offer to Natalia might also set up new directions for his own storyline. If she accepts the offer, it would remove her from the current storylines. But what does this mean for Sonny's future? Will he be able to maintain his influence in Port Charles without this important connection? What is the latest on GH's Drew? Cameron Matheson's version of Drew was introduced on the August 16, 2021 episode. He was revealed to have been held against his will and influenced by Victor Cassadine. Once back in Port Charles, Drew reconnected with his daughter Scout and other family members. However, he struggled with feelings of guilt over past events and found it challenging to bond with Scout, who barely remembered him. Drew and Carly began growing closer throughout 2022. They shared affectionate moments at the Quartermain picnic and at Jacksonville Beach, eventually starting a romantic relationship. Their relationship faced challenges due to legal issues involving insider trading. Drew took responsibility for these issues to protect Carly. Initially expecting a light sentence, Drew was instead sentenced to prison in mid-2023. After some legal appeals, he was unexpectedly released early. Upon his return, Drew showed noticeable changes, appearing more determined and focused. He became politically ambitious, especially with his business pursuits and plans for a congressional run. His character evolved, leading to new romantic storylines with Nina and later Nina's daughter Willow. In 2024 to 2025, Drew's relationships became more complicated as he became involved with both Nina and Willow. This shift in character represents a significant change from the original portrayal of Drew, played by the late Billy Miller, and is quite different from when Drew returned in the form of Matheson. Over the past year, Drew has faced strained relationships with friends Curtis and Portia, as well as with the Quartermain family. His involvement with Willow has coincided with significant custody changes concerning her children. This dramatic shift in Drew's character has sparked much discussion among fans regarding his current motivations and future direction. Fans are pretty upset, and understandably so. There are many theories floating around. Some believe Drew may have suffered from a serious health issue after his time in Pentonville. Others speculate that he might actually be Shiloh returned, or that he's simply difficult to like. Here are my thoughts on those ideas. First, General Hospital recently introduced a character with a medical explanation for their behavior, like Heather Weber. As for the idea of Shiloh returning, that seems unlikely, even for a soap opera. Shiloh was involved in a confrontation with Jason, but was ultimately stopped and presumed gone. Willow positively identified him, confirming that he was no longer alive. Shiloh did influence Willow, and some think this could be his way of seeking revenge, impacting her family. Could Victor have taken Shiloh's place and somehow swapped him with Drew? Personally, I believe it's just a change in character direction. However, that might seem too simple for a soap, which could be intentional. Maybe this is leading to a who is responsible for Drew's situation storyline. At this point, many in Port Charles could be considered involved. General Hospital spoilers hint that Jocelyn Jacks will discover that Britt Westburn is still alive. Could this return be connected with Professor Henry Hank Dalton's scientific work? Britt saved Jocelyn's life during a difficult time, and even though Britt was believed to be gone, she left a lasting impact. With the news of Kelly Thiebaud's return to ABC's General Hospital, there's a possibility that Britt might make a comeback. While it's also possible that Thiebaud may play a different character, the chance of Britt returning remains. This ties into a hint shared by Daniel Goddard on social media in April. He mentioned that Professor Dalton's mentor was Sir John Gurdon, a Nobel Prize-winning biologist known for his pioneering research. Could Professor Dalton be working on advanced scientific projects inspired by his mentor's legacy? The WSB is aware of some of Professor Dalton's unusual activities, but doesn't have the full picture. If they had all the information, Jocelyn wouldn't need to investigate further by herself. Since Britt once helped Jocelyn, maybe now Jocelyn will help Britt. What if Jocelyn discovers that Britt is alive but trapped in a challenging situation? Perhaps Britt's disappearance was staged with the help of some scientific method. The real Britt could be in need of Jocelyn's assistance. Regarding Britt's previous diagnosis, it's possible that she was misdiagnosed or that she underwent an experimental treatment. On the other hand, if the story is heading toward a science fiction angle, it could involve advanced research or medical procedures. Of course, it's also possible that the real Britt is gone and that Jocelyn might meet someone who resembles her closely. In any case, there must be a reason why Professor Dalton's mentor was selected for the show. Will Jocelyn uncover a surprising discovery related to this storyline? General Hospital spoilers indicate that Kelly Thiebaud will return in some form, and we'll keep you updated on any exciting developments. General Hospital fans have also seen the final appearance of Eva LaRue's character, Natalia Rogers Ramirez, who left the show on Friday, June 13. Her exit has left many viewers puzzled about the writer's direction for her storyline. Did General Hospital miss the mark with Natalie Rogers Ramirez? Keep reading to find out. Eva LaRue was a major casting for General Hospital, and viewers were excited to see Natalia arrive on the scene. LaRue was well known in daytime TV for her roles on All My Children as Dr. Maria Santos Gray and on The Young and the Restless as Celeste Rosales. Eva was part of the All My Children cast from 1993 to 2011 and also appeared on the primetime drama CSI Miami from 2005 to 2012. Given her impressive resume, General Hospital viewers expected she would receive a prominent storyline and be featured front and center. However, Natalia Rogers Ramirez was introduced with a complicated backstory that made her one of the more controversial characters on the show. Some fans found it difficult to connect with her character based on her actions and attitudes. It seemed like the writers were aiming to create tension around Natalia's character, but in doing so, they may have underutilized a talented actress who brought her own fan base. After being labeled homophobic momager on social media by some viewers, Natalia's storyline felt settled in a way that divided the audience. Do you think the writers could have given Eva LaRue a different, more engaging storyline on General Hospital? Were you a fan of Natalia? Share your thoughts in the comments below. General Hospital spoilers reveal that Kai Taylor overheard an important conversation. Kai heard Curtis Ashford telling his wife, Dr. Portia Robinson, that he plans to find Jacinda because he wants her to clarify the circumstances around Drew Kane's situation, emphasizing that Drew took the ketamine voluntarily. Kai shared this with Trina Robinson, who has been concerned about her parents' relationship. Kai explained that Curtis is uncertain about the future of his marriage to Portia until Jacinda is safe and the truth is clear. Trina was confused but advised Kai to stay out of it. Kai feels grateful to Drew, who helped fund a recent surgery that allowed Kai to fully recover and return to playing football. The surgery was experimental, but Kai is doing well. Kai struggles with whether to share what he overheard with Drew, feeling he owes him the truth. Drew might run into Kai at General Hospital and ask about his recovery. Kai would assure him he is doing well, but seem hesitant to share everything. Drew would encourage Kai to confide in him. Eventually, Kai would reveal that Curtis intends to find Jacinda and ask her to confirm she did not cause Drew's condition. Drew would be upset, but appreciate Kay's honesty, deciding to take action. Now armed with this knowledge, Drew would realize that Portia and Nina Reeves are working together in this situation, and that Curtis is trying to protect Portia. He would understand he needs to act quickly before Curtis finds Jacinda. Drew would press Nina to help locate Jacinda so he can reach her first. Curtis has hired Felicia Scorpio to find Jacinda as well, and Felicia may be closing in on her location. Drew could travel to the Australian outback, where Nina believes Jacinda has gone, hoping to arrive before Felicia. Who will find Jacinda first? What do you think? Will Kai tell Drew about Curtis's plan? Will Drew figure out the collaboration between Nina and Portia? Will Drew reach Jacinda before Felicia does? Share your thoughts in the comment section below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Your opinions matter, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.